You're either going to fill out a refund or how much you owe. One or the other is going to happen. In this case, it looks like we're getting a pretty big refund, so how much do we owe? Nothing. You don't have to put anything in there. If you subtracted line 33 from line 24, you'd get a negative number. You don't owe negative money, you just get a refund. All right, what do you think a third-party designee is? Let's look at it. It says, do you want to allow another person to discuss this return with the IRS? Who would that other person be? Your spouse? Sure, your spouse is actually considered on there if you're married. So that you're like, this is a tax return for both of you. So you don't have to put their name there. Yeah? Yep, Trace?
For someone like who's doing your taxes?
Yes, exactly. Somebody who's preparing your taxes. And if you want, like, let's suppose you get audited. Anybody know what being audited is? Yeah?
Doesn't the IRS, like, investigate you kind of?
Yeah.
Look at all your transactions and everything?
Well, not all your transactions, but they look over your taxes very carefully. A lot of tax returns, the IRS just accepts. However you did the math, they're like, yep, you probably did it right. They do have, like, systems in place to see if things are really wrong. Like, suppose you made over $12,950 and you don't pay your taxes, they're going to notice, okay? But if you didn't get all the credits you were supposed to, they probably won't notice. Or if you maybe mess up and grab the wrong line from your taxes, they might not notice. But if you get audited, then they're going, and they pick randomly people to audit, or they have like a system that kind of catches the red flags, the obvious ones. Yep.
So if you're being audited, would that be in the third-party designation? Or
Yep.
no?
Well, no, what do you mean?
So like for
The auditor?
Yeah, the auditor.
No, the auditor has the rights to, I mean, they'll notify you. It's not like it's going to be, it will be a surprise in the sense that they'd be like, we're auditing you. You ever been audited, Mrs. Pierce?
No.
Me either.
Thank goodness.
Most people aren't. Places that are audited always, almost, like the school has an audit every single year because the school has a lot of money coming in from the state. So there's state auditors here who are making sure that they are using the money correctly. Businesses are often audited. Individuals, not as much, unless there's, like I said, some red flags that are sticking out at you. If you accidentally paid $10 more than you should or $10 less than you should, I can almost guarantee you nobody's going to catch it. If you pay $1,000 more than you should or $1,000 less than you should, probably somebody is. They've got like computer systems set up to kind of like calculate, is that about right? You know, kind of thing. All right. So next up, this is if you want somebody else to talk to them about it. You could also put like a parent here, I guess, if you were like a minor and you felt more comfortable with that. All right, now we're going to sign. So I'm going to sign my signature right there. Today's date is 4/26/23. Your occupation? I'm a teacher. I don't know if you guys know that about me. Fun fact. Go ahead and write down any occupation you'd like. It can be a ridiculous one if you want. This is where, if it's a joint return, this is where Bo would sign this and date it, and we'd put his occupation as well. You also write down your phone number here, whatever that is, and your email address. I guess that actually goes right there. And then your email address, I'm just going to write email at gmail.com. Your paid preparer also signs it down here, the person who is preparing your documents. But again, you still have to write their number, their thing up here if you want them to be discussing it with the IRS if you are audited. But this basically says, look, this tax organization prepared these documents, not that person. So, you know, when it comes to liability and who's responsible for messing up, that kind of thing. Okay, and we just did our federal taxes. How do you feel about it? I mean, it took us 3 days. It took us 3 days to do these, right? But a lot of it was me just talking to you. Now that you've done it once, how fast do you think you could do this again? Pretty quick, especially if nothing changed in your life. If something changes in your life, that's completely different. You do have to watch out for those credits. That's why I do suggest, in the future, especially when you start going to college, using TurboTax and seeing if those numbers line up. You got to make sure you get all the credits you can, because if somebody says, look, you went to college? You know what? $2,500 off of your taxes. And if that happened to us and we were going to college, and they took $2,500 off of 933, what would that mean?
Even if we get money back.
I'm paying no taxes. You don't get that extra money, that extra beyond that 2,500, but you don't pay your 933. So the
It's
most-
just saying, hey, you
Right.
don't have to pay taxes.
Exactly. The most credits can do is reduce your taxes. The government's never gonna be like, you know what, and here's a little extra for you. Like, that's not gonna happen. But they will say, here's all of your money back.
I mean, we're already several $1 trillion in debt,
Yes,
which
exactly.
we've gotten since the Second World War. We
Truth.
have not pulled ourselves out of it since.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hand you out another 1040, and I'm going to hand you out a new W-2 and a new 1099. Do you wanna do this on your own, or do you wanna do this with a partner? Partner, all right, so go sit by your posted partner. Today and tomorrow will be a work day. That sound good? Hey, I should ask, does anybody have any questions about federal taxes for me? How do you feel about this? Iffy? Okay, well, let's try it, and we'll see.
I mean, I may,
State taxes or even easier? Yeah.
thankfully, I don't have work today, so I might get my parents involved with work.
Nice. Remember, tomorrow is a work day as well, so you don't have to have it all done tonight. I don't think anybody else is done. I've done any good ones.
Very small.